Hi there. This is a follow-up video to the previous video about installing MySQL Database Server version 5.5 on a Windows 7 64-bit machine. So hopefully, if you're watching this video, you've already watched the previous one and now have a MySQL database server installed on your own Windows 7 64-bit machine. This video is going to deviate a little bit from the previous one in that I'm going to describe our specific needs for the MySQL database server. We have a remote sensing application called RSetPy that requires a MySQL database, and it'll read and write data back and forth to the database. So in this video, we're going to describe how to create a new database within the MySQL database server for our application RSetPy. In order to do that, we're going to use the MySQL workbench. Remember, we installed that in the installation video. So I'm going to go to my Start menu, and in the search box I'm going to type workbench, or start typing it, and then it should pop up MySQL workbench. Great. I'll press enter, and we start up. And so now we have this home screen, lots of options, but we're not going to concern ourselves with most of them. We're just going to go ahead and gain access to the database server that's running on our machine, which you can see right here, local instance MySQL 55. Should also remember that from the previous video. So I'm going to double click on that, and then a window pops up that's asking for our password, our root user password. Do you remember your root user password? I remember mine, so I'll go ahead and enter it. And then it gives us access to that database server. So if you also recall from the previous video, we installed everything, including examples. And so over here on the left-hand side of the application window, you can see an object browser with 3 schemas or databases, if you want to refer to it that way, called Sakila, Test, and World. We're not going to concern ourselves with those, but we want to create a new schema or database in our database server, and one that our application can talk to. So up here in the toolbar, you see a little icon that looks like it's 2 gold discs with a plus sign in the lower left. I'm going to click on that. I'm also going to keep this, so this new tab opens up called New Schema. So I'm going to keep this collation server default, and then I'm going to type for the name, because it's the name of our application. We'll call it RSetPy _DB, and then in the lower right, I'll click the apply button. Then it shows you the MySQL statement that will create that, and we'll just click apply and finish. Okay, great. So RSetPy _DB shows up. So this is a database that lives within the database server, that the database server serves for us. And so now we can use it to store and retrieve data. Okay, so this video covered creating a new database using MySQL Workbench for our RSetPy application. So this database is empty, and we didn't really dive into creating tables inside that database using Workbench because our application actually does that for us. So now that we have this new database that's being served by our MySQL database server, we want to have access to it, and so we have to create a MySQL database server user that has access to that database, and that'll be covered in the next video. So thank you.